because of the weight disadvantage.
Can you imagine, bro? You're fighting Canelo Alvarez, man. Nobody ever heard of you. Nobody even knows your name, all that stuff, bro.
I'm excited for that. I know Canelo is so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. Weight classes.
Floyd Mayweather reacted to the idea of Terence Crawford fighting Canelo Alvarez by calling it an intriguing matchup, but he also urged caution. He stressed that boxing is not something to gamble with, especially given the obvious size difference, and advised Crawford to think carefully before stepping into the ring.
And it's a good matchup with those two. May the best man win. But this sport is something that you can't play with. Boxing is something that you can't play with.
Terence Crawford remains determined to silence the doubters, saying the Canelo fight excites him because he embraces tough challenges. He insists no opponent is too big for him and fully trusts his abilities. Despite criticism that Canelo is simply too large, Crawford is locked in on proving he can handle it.
Fight because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear him now. You too little. Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147. That weight too big. This and that. I can hear now. And that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jamel and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
Boxing is built around weight classes for an important reason. These divisions are not just formal rules, but safeguards meant to protect fighters from dangerous size and power mismatches. When talk turns to Terence Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez, one major concern keeps resurfacing: the significant weight gap. Canelo competes comfortably at 168 pounds, while Crawford has built his career far below that range. Fighters and analysts alike worry that such a drastic jump could be too much for Crawford to overcome.
They have weight divisions for a reason, right or wrong?
Right. Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Okay.
What's your take on Manny?
Pacquiao didn't move up 3 weight divisions at once.
Okay.
Fight a pound-for-pound fighter.
Okay, so Canelo's got it. How does Canelo get it done?
I don't know, man. It might be the boringest fight ever. It might be the best fight ever. But I will tell you this: it's not a fight I truly care about. Crawford's not really entertaining. So I don't really care about how he fights. But I will tell you like this: he's a tremendous fighter. He's a great fighter, but he's not really entertaining outside the ring. There's nothing that makes me want to be like, I can't wait to see the next Terence Crawford fight.
Current fighters are also speaking up without hesitation. Rolly Romero openly stated that weight classes exist for a reason, highlighting the clear size disparity between Crawford and Canelo. He even predicted a Canelo win based purely on physical advantages. Floyd Mayweather, who famously defeated a younger Canelo Alvarez, reflected on his own experience as well. While Mayweather won that bout, he emphasized that Canelo is a very different fighter now. Since that loss, Canelo has grown stronger, more mature, and far more physically imposing. Mayweather acknowledged that even then, he recognized Canelo's power and potential.
Crazy that, Canelo said that, because when Canelo fought me, he was in his prime. And when I fought, I was an old man. So I wasn't in my prime when I fought Canelo. I was an old man when I fought Canelo. Just like this right here, young guy, even though I'm old, I got a lot of experience. I'm going to go out there and just show him that this is the elite level and it's something totally different.
Boxing legend Mike Tyson didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on the matchup. In his view, Crawford stepping into the ring with someone like Canelo is a bad idea. Tyson pointed to Canelo's raw strength, his aggressive style, and his ability to break opponents down with constant pressure. He believes this fight carries far more risk than reward for Crawford.
Mike, I gotta say this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
He can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
Rising star David Benavidez offered a more conflicted perspective. While he respects both fighters, he admitted he would rather not see this fight happen. Benavidez understands that Canelo is boxing's biggest money attraction right now, and everyone wants that opportunity. Still, he's uncomfortable with the extreme weight jump Crawford would have to make. In his opinion, Chasing greatness is admirable, but shouldn't come at the expense of fairness or safety.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it shouldn't be. It should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, you know, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, you know, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But you know, I see that weight class. You know, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm.
Amir Khan, who's already shared the ring with Canelo, delivered one of the most personal warnings. Reflecting on his own experience, Khan admitted he underestimated how much the size difference would matter. He described Canelo as a beast and said he learned the hard way why weight classes exist. His message to Crawford was straightforward: proceed with caution. Canelo is a beast, man.
The beast, and you know, when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career then as well. So, whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But, yeah, I was boxing well, but you know, one thing, sizes. Now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing, every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. I still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, like, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah.
What do you think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well, and he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this and another, but no, Canelo's still a beast.
I mean, Eddie Hearn says don't lift levels above Adesanya. What do you think?
I think today Adam proved he is probably on the same level, but in my opinion, both guys want to fight.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult added a chilling perspective to the discussion. He recalled hearing Canelo's punches up close and noted how dangerous they sounded, even when not thrown with full power.
Baseman Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford.
Yeah, got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo. I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody could do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
Skill pays the bill. That's why Canelo skill for good.
Joe Rogan, a longtime fight commentator, also emphasized just how hard Canelo hits. Rogan wasn't breaking down tactics or footwork. Instead, he focused entirely on the sheer physical damage Canelo is capable of inflicting.
Guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him, hey, boom. Bro, he hits so hard.
Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back either. During a live segment, he openly said he hated the idea of this fight. Smith believes the gap in size and power makes the matchup unsafe for Crawford, bluntly questioning why it should even be allowed.
The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes and 21 pounds to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, Can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life, and he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Paulo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Legendary Mexican boxer Julio Cesar Chavez offered a blunt prediction. If Crawford goes through with this fight, Chavez believes he will be knocked out. While he respects Crawford's skills, he feels Canelo's strength at 168 pounds is simply overwhelming. Coming from a fighter with decades of experience, the warning carries serious weight.
The two fighters are going to be different weight classes, even though they're going to fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is going to knock him out.
Sean Garcia also joined the growing list of voices cautioning Crawford. He acknowledged Crawford's high boxing IQ, but stressed that Canelo's physical presence creates a barrier that may be impossible to overcome. Garcia believes that in this matchup, skill alone might not be enough to neutralize sheer size and power.
I think Canelo's just too big for Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter. Got to give credit when it's due. He's an amazing fighter. He's very talented, and he'll for sure give Canelo a fight. And Canelo knows that. But I feel like Canelo will use, his experience, his weight, and how big he is, and I think he'll overpower Terence Crawford like in the later.
Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn offered a different angle by labeling the matchup a freak fight. He argued that while it would generate massive attention, the huge weight difference makes it feel more like a spectacle than a true competitive contest. Hearn added that if Crawford wins, critics may still dismiss the result because of the size gap. If Canelo wins, it will likely be viewed as expected.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
Trainer Joel Diaz added that one of Canelo's biggest advantages isn't just his punching power, but his ability to absorb shots from larger fighters. Diaz explained that Crawford may struggle to hurt Canelo, which could leave him exposed and vulnerable as the fight wears on.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing.
A lot.
Okay, Madrimov is a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything.
Oscar de la Hoya, a former champion turned promoter, labeled the fight a money grab. He questioned whether it makes sense from a competitive standpoint and pointed to boxing history. In most cases where a smaller, highly skilled fighter faced a much larger opponent, the outcome favored the bigger man. His comments added further doubt to the matchup's legitimacy.
William who? Canelo versus William Skull. William who?
Oscar being back in New York over here.
No, let's just say Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Fact Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. The bottom line, and this is the truth again, it's a money grab. That's it. Yeah.
But Crawford doesn't rely on his power; he relies on his IQ. Crawford, what he did to Spence was magic, was incredible, was amazing. And so, look, one thing about Canelo is that we all know that he walks in the ring as if there's wet cement, right? His footwork is a little too heavy. Crawford is such a smart fighter where he can he's like Bruce Lee, literally. And he's in his peak, he's in his prime, and so I think that if that fight ever happens, which I don't think it will, if that fight ever happens, I have to go with Crawford.
There you have it, Oscar De La Hoya talking about.
Journalist Dan Rafael pushed back against Stephen A. Smith's criticism. Rafael argued that Crawford isn't chasing this fight for money, but for greatness. While he respected Crawford's ambition, he still admitted the path to victory would be extremely dangerous. According to Rafael, Crawford would need a near-perfect strategy just to have a chance. Still, not everyone completely opposes the idea.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he could outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hype about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think really...
Famed trainer and commentator Teddy Atlas is one of the few experts who believes Crawford has a real shot. Atlas highlighted Crawford's intelligence, toughness, and ability to adapt inside the ring. He sees Crawford as a fighter who adjusts mid-fight and refuses to break mentally or physically. In Atlas's view, if anyone can beat the odds, it's Crawford. Come on.
He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is. But who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight.
The potential showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez has become one of the biggest what-ifs in modern boxing. On one side, it could be a historic moment if Crawford manages to overcome the odds. On the other, the massive gap in size and strength could turn the fight into a disaster. You're probably tired of hearing it by now.
He's saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And if everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher, a unified champion that he's been, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older.